Hey Aquarius, I hope that you're all doing well. What I'm seeing going on in the pre-shuffle is connected with some sort of breakthrough that you're having. This can be with something that you've been working on or even with somebody that you have been working with. That can mean too that something can be going on within the communication as well. It can be like a breakthrough in communication or like problem solving. We are starting off with a High Priestess. Okay. You have something in front of you that feels like you need to tap into something deeper in order to problem solve. And if you're trying to address it in a way without also including your feeling and your intuition, you're gonna have a hard time with this. Especially if you're not open to the suggestions that you're getting from your guides and from your higher self. I'm seeing 5-5 here. Okay, so what I'm seeing be going on is that ultimately you have been guided to the edge of the branch, and there is a jump that's going to need to be taken. However, your ego can be telling you the exact opposite of this, and so there's going to be shadow work that will have to be done in order for you to differentiate between what your guides and your higher self are telling you versus what your ego is telling you. The voice of your ego is always going to communicate with you to play it safe, not to make yourself vulnerable. The ego is not concerned with growth. It's not concerned with your happiness, your joy, your fulfillment. It's concerned with your survival. There's nothing wrong with the ego. It's just you have to understand what motivates it. So if you're working through something where you're connected with the radio station of your ego, it can be like, that's not a good idea. Don't do it. Don't open yourself up to this. However, when you connect with what your higher self is telling you, it's telling you to take this chance and to not give up and to be open to this. And there's something here where your faith in your own instinct is required. But if you don't trust yourself, this is something that you're gonna sort of stand there and just keep like wobbling back and forth and not doing anything. So there can be a real stagnancy here. You're gonna have to trust yourself. I also see a situation where you can feel like if you felt like you had more experience doing something of this nature, it may be easier for you, but you can feel like you're doing something. You can see what's being asked of you here, like what you are asking of yourself here, and it can be something that it takes you being bold, it takes you being courageous, and it also takes you taking a chance on yourself in a way that can feel extremely uncomfortable. And it's because of the vulnerability. So you're really gonna have to be like strong within yourself in order to do this, which you already are. It's just about making that connection and feeling that connection with yourself. But that's where this turmoil is coming from. There's something that you want to do here that even you're ready for. And it's time for you to make the jump. It's time for it to happen. Where you're getting this other information from of like, no, it's not the time, it's your ego. That's where this is coming from. Your ego is going to have you hesitating when really you know what to do, but there can be this just needing to differentiate between like what's coming from where to help you more efficiently navigate through this. This is something that's really going to take strength for you to do. And you can just not, it's like going on the high dive and you're on the diving board looking out at the water below, and there's this part of you that's like, this wasn't a good idea, and like wants to backtrack here, when it's like that is really the way for you to be going here with all of this. But yeah, the part of you that's really connected with your ego right now, it's like you can be feeling scared, you can be feeling frustrated, you can be like really rethinking things, feeling like it wasn't a good idea, or like you can't trust yourself, and like, what was I thinking? It can kind of be like this time when that's sort of what's going on with you, kind of like scurrying away a little bit. Now, that doesn't mean that that's what you're going to decide to do, but it feels like that moment when you're like on the precipice, and you can either do it or you may run away from it, and you're kind of in that in between here of like, are you going to trust yourself, or are you going to trust your higher knowing here? Are you going to trust in the messages? Do you have the faith? Will you do it? Or is this something where you're going to let the ego take the wheel here and be like, no, we're not going to be doing that? Now, what's at stake here? It can be something that feels like a really big thing. I wonder too if you've just been trying to make sense. I'm seeing rain coming down. I wonder if you have been, that leaves me thinking of somebody being kind of tucked away, trying to resolve something. You can have been, and maybe you still even are, in this period of feeling like really conflicted about the move to make. I'm getting confirmation of this. So this has been going on. The thing is that there is some stuff going on with your heart chakra, and there's some mending that needs to happen, and that's really where this conflict is coming from. Let's say it like this. If your heart chakra was completely open right now, you would be doing this. Yet there's some type of heart chakra healing that it feels like it must be done, otherwise your ego is going to block you from doing this. But that's where the conflict comes from. It's not that this isn't a good idea. It's not that you're getting mixed messages. You're not. You're just getting two different messages from two different places, and that's what it's about. I want to see specifically what this is linked to. Like, where would you be going? What would you be doing? It looks like all in all, this comes down to a situation of what is aligned and what is not aligned, and maybe having to have faith in your ability to discern what you truly are connected with and compatible with versus what you're not, but could be playing it safe, and then like you're not going to be happy with that. But your ego's like, it doesn't matter if you're happy or not. And if you're trying to prioritize like a sense of, I'm seeing Chariot right now on the bottom of the deck. If you're trying to prioritize right now things where you get to have intimacy, a sense of like deeper connection, like spiritual components and elements to things, like energy, if this is something that you're moving in the direction of, this is a risk that you're going to have to take in order to make those deeper connections. Because you can very much maybe be in a situation right now where that's not really what's happening. So you're going to have to spread your wings here. But yeah, there can just be this part of you that's like anything but that. It's like you want the result of it, but maybe don't want to have to like put in the work right now. But what you're going to find is that when you do the heart chakra clearing and you make this move, what you're going to feel like is that your life is no longer on hold anymore. And until that point, you can feel like that's just where you are, standing on the diving board, knowing that your heart has led you there. And so this feeling of like, I can't back down from this, but I also feel like I can't make this jump right now, and now I'm questioning myself, and you sort of just like standing there. So are you going to follow your heart? As I said before, if you have stuff going on, if you have stuff going on with your heart chakra, which I'm seeing that be something that's happening here, where it is not cleared and it is not open, this is going to be really difficult to accomplish, because there's a lack of trust, and there's a lack of self-trust, and there's a lack of connection with yourself, with the part of you that is the high priestess. You have to have your heart chakra open in order to be able to connect with the part of you that is the high priestess, because that part contains the divine wisdom of knowing where to move, how to move, what's right for you, what's not, and you being in line, having like a connection and a relationship with that part of yourself that knows instinctively, in ways that are beyond rationally what you could possibly know. This is the part of you that is connected in astral. This is the part of you that is seeing from a bird's eye view beyond 3D, that guides you through these processes. But if there's a disconnect, which when you have something going on with your heart where it's not fully open, that's where you connect with the high priestess. So if you have something going on there where it's not open, you're gonna feel like you're not getting a strong enough signal. And then you're gonna think like you're not gonna trust this. You're gonna think this isn't the right move for you to be making. When you do deeper self-reflection, when you do honest self-reflection, what you're gonna see is this is the only way. But I get this energy of you, there being something here where it's like, if I had more experience, I would do it. And I don't know what that's about, but I'm definitely getting something here where you feel like your wings aren't even fully developed and you're being asked to jump, and there can be this feeling of like not trusting that. Like you can feel unprepared is the feeling. You can feel unprepared. But this is what I'm talking about when I say you're gonna have to connect with the part of you that wouldn't be giving you advice if it weren't right for you. Your higher self is not going to tell you to do something dangerous. Your higher self is going to say, you couldn't possibly know that this is going to be the best thing for you, but I can already see that, and that's why I've been giving you these signals. And so you're being encouraged to do that then, and it's for things to be better. This is something that's going to really like increase the quality of your life, and like so much for the better, because this knows you, this energy knows you, because it is you. It's just you from a different perspective. So when you connect with this part of you, it tells you things that like nobody could possibly know these things except for you in a higher dimension. But from your 3D perspective, we can't see that. And that's why you have to have a strong connection with this part of yourself. Otherwise, we don't trust it because we don't understand it. The thing about your heart chakra being open is that you don't need to intellectually understand something. You can intuitively understand something. And you see that things fall in line. Yeah, I'm seeing this like severing within the heart chakra. I wonder if there's something here about making amends as well, but you with yourself, regardless of whoever else may be involved in this. It's just pain that has not dissolved yet is at the end of the day what it seems like. So all of this is about the things that you want and those things actually being possible. And you can even have something very particular in mind, but you are going to have to take a chance in order to do this. And if you're not willing to let go, like if you're not willing to break contact with the diving board here and jump off of it, this is something where you're not going to like get into the water. And the water contains what it is that you want. Okay, so some of you, something that I'm seeing here is that there's gonna have to be some sort of emotional release. I'm definitely seeing that be going on here. And also too, this feels like the difference between a battle between your intellect versus your intuition. So for those of you that you lean into the air energy, and for some of you even the earth energy I'm seeing here, and there's a lack of water that you're connected with, this is something that can feel challenging because you may like to think and problem solve, and this is your sixth sense that is coming through and communicating with you. And if we are only using the five senses, this is not going to make sense. But when your heart chakra is open, it will make sense. So that's really what work needs to be done here. There's something that's unhealed that has to be focused on, and this has to do with something moon related. And you can probably see this within your birth chart as well, that there's something going on, or there's a transit that you're experiencing that's deeply connected with your moon energy, something that keeps you from being connected more deeply feeling wise, emotionally, and also from trusting yourself. That is meant to be mended, that's meant to be healed. I'm seeing something about a split where something never came back together because it wasn't fully unpacked. And that's what this is associated with. And this is what keeps you from doing this, from trusting yourself, from spreading your wings in this way. And I'm even seeing like avoiding, like there's a knot and it's meant to be untangled, it's meant to be detangled. What I'm seeing is there's an avoidance of doing this because of knowing that there's going to be something that has to be unpacked. Mentally, psychologically, and emotionally. And that's really the block, that's the barrier. Because I don't want to say a block like you're not going to get through it. It's just the barrier to you honoring you. Because at the end of the day, we're ending with an energy that is about you honoring what you know to be true within yourself and within your soul. And there can be this avoidance of doing that because of the vulnerability of you taking like all the masks off and you actually just being yourself. And as much as we can think it's about other things, that's like actually really what this is about. This is about your own liberation. This is about the reclamation of your authenticity and your soul even. In ways that it's been covered up and put into outfits that it doesn't belong in. And given like jobs that we don't love, doing duties that we don't love. Things that are all ready to fall away. It's like anything that's not the core essence of you at this point. And this can even be like you've outgrown certain things. This is about whatever you kind of like look in your closet and you're like, that's so not me anymore. It's about getting rid of those things. But there can be stuff having to do with attachments and having to do with this. It's like the reasons why we keep playing these roles and holding on to things that are so very other than it coming from a place of love within us, and this being something that's being addressed here. But I am definitely getting like actually an avoidance of addressing these things. It's like knowing that the knot is there, knowing that the problem is there, that the issue is there, that the stuck energy is there, and then actively actually turning away from dealing with it. Because this can mean something too where it's like, if I address this and I unpack things, it means that I'm gonna have to make changes that I'm just unwilling to make. And it's at the cost of you being happy. It's at the cost of you connecting with what you want to connect with. It's at the cost of the dreams that you have for your life. And is that something that you're willing to pay the cost of? Or does that just cost you too much and you're like, I gotta face this, I gotta do this? Are you willing to? This feeling of you being unprepared, like if I just had a little bit more time, I'd do it, you're always going to feel like this. The way that this energy is coming through is that you're never not going to feel like this. You're always going to feel unprepared. Does that mean you're going to wait the rest of your life, or are you just going to go for this? What are you going to do? And when you cut through all of this, that's what you end up with. That's what you're left with. Just that choice of if you're going to make the jump or not. Are you going to spread your wings? And does it cost you too much not to? And are you willing to pay that? All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.